Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This YouTube video is sponsored by StoneAgeGamer.com. StoneAgeGamer.com is your #1 source for everything related to your retro gaming experience, including new controllers and accessories from Hyperkin and Retrobit, as well as the complete EverDrive line of products by Crix and the complete Terra Onion collection, including the Mega SD and the Super SD System 3. Visit StoneAgeGamer.com today. Use the link down below in the description, and thank you for your support.
On some Atari Lynx games, you can link up 4 players. But there's only ever one winner. Atari Lynx, the portable video arcade. Atari Lynx has an option switch, so you can play at twice the speed. Atari Lynx, the portable video arcade.
What's up, everybody? Twin family, John Schaefer back at you again, and we have something interesting to show you. The Atari Lynx. Now, I don't want to give you the full, like a sob story or nothing like that too much, and I'm sure I'll get into it later on, like a lot later on. But I didn't exactly have the best childhood, best life, etc., etc. So this month, we're officially in Pisces season, by the way, and my birthday's in March. I'm a fish, I know, surprise, surprise. So for my birthday, I always try to do something for myself a little out of the ordinary, like a little unique, so to speak. And I've been thinking a lot about my godmother recently, my aunt, and the memories that she used to have, especially since my cousin found her old Lynx, the Model 1, and made me want to get one myself because, I'm not about to ask my cousin to give up her mother's system, you know what I'm saying? But I looked, I found one for a decent price, and the games aren't that expensive as I thought they would be. But still, I got the Agatha card on the way. That's another thing, I kind of had to speed it up because the coronavirus is fucking everything up. There's embargoes, there's shit not coming in. When the dude that I'm getting it from is in Poland, so they kind of suspended just shipments from China. So he literally had 3 left, and thank God I hit him at the right time because he actually offered to hold one for me, and I gave him the money, and I got the card on the way. So, which I'm sure if you browse Atari Age, you'll see that I actually am one of the owners of the cart. So, this thing, holy shit. I haven't held it really since I was a kid. I had a Lynx as an adult, but it was the Lynx 2, and at the time it just didn't click with me. I guess I wasn't at an age to really appreciate it. But as you can see, I am now, and I've been playing with it all afternoon, and it's brought back so many memories, especially the games I got with it. But this thing is a little beat up, and that's one of the reasons I'm filming this, to give sort of a little overview of this thing, because looking up on YouTube, there isn't much stuff about the Lynx, and it's weird, it's sad. At least not like explaining what it is and blah 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 blah. But so let's do an overview of this unit. This is the more common one, I want to say, the PAG 201. I just call it a 201. But there's a 200, and if you're in the market for a Model 1, I suggest you get that because it's going to hold up a little better. Because as you can see by the edges and around the screen and things, This actually has seen better days, and the reason for that is because it's a silvery case. It's actually plastic, but it's silvery underneath, and there's a couple of YouTube videos where you have people literally restoring the Lynx, and you see the underpaint. But the 200 is a solid gray plastic, so you have your volume here, you got your mono headphone jack, the comm links for the link cable. I think it's just a mini headphone jack. I gotta look that up. Power, and one thing I was told about it, I don't know if it's true or not, but I was told that this is 9 volts going in, but the system only really takes 5 volts of it. So if the voltage regulator winds up becoming screwed, then the whole 9 volts is going to go into Lynx and fry it. And that's actually another problem with this Lynx. Not this particular unit, but in general. Trying to find a Lynx that works. Go on eBay, there's a whole shitload of broken Lynxes. And one I'm actually crossing my fingers for, which I'll hopefully have by the time this video actually gets uploaded, because I'm delaying it a little bit. I'm trying to do at least one video per week, so even if I shoot a lot of videos in a week, I'm trying to space it out. So there's a lot that can go wrong with this. Like I said, the voltage going into the Lynx, the screen especially. It was ahead of its time in 1989, but now it doesn't hold up so well. Luckily, this actually does. And you got your on and off here, you got your option, your restart, flip, and option 2, but there's 3 buttons, you say. Well, there's option 1, there's pause, and then there's option 2. So literally you'll see these brackets right here. So to restart it, you do option 1 and restart. To flip it, you do restart and option 2. And by flipping it, it's actually for left-handed or right-handed gamers, because we're used to this using the thumb with our left hand, but it can be flipped, so you can actually use it with your right hand. And this is actually a big deal back then because gamers were sort of ambidextrous. There was right-handed gamers. People don't remember that because everyone's so used to the NES, but if you played Atari, like the actual, whether it's a 2600, whether it's a 5200, 7000, whatever, people played with the right hand on the joystick. So that was actually a unique feature and welcome back then. Now it's kind of foreign. But another problem with the Lynx is the cartridge slot. And these things break often. This one's actually broken, so I actually have to find another cart door. But usually these will become hard to close and open because these will get bent out of place. Because you say there's 3 parts in this, but with a heat gun or in hot water, you can stretch it back. And another thing to watch out for if you're buying a Lynx one, which luckily this doesn't have, right here and right here. Why am I pointing to these 2 spots? That's because the Lynx, if you'll notice, has different screws on both sides. One's farther apart, one's closer together, and they're different sizes. So if you try to open this up and you put the wrong screws back in, those are going to leave a nice hole in the shell. So if you see a Lynx on eBay, a Model 1 that has a hole here, or a hole here, or both, avoid it because it's been opened by someone who didn't know what they were doing. If you knew what you were doing, you would actually put the screws back, the correct screws in the right place. So you got your B&A buttons over here. You got your nice cross pad over here. On the 200, it's just a cross pad. This one actually has diagonals. And they got a brightness on the bottom there, which you will need because one symptom of when it's going dead with the batteries is the brightness starts to become... It's like you could tell it's an experienced Lynx owner because you're literally viewing it at an angle just so you can get your last drip out of those batteries. Because I don't know if the voltage, I don't think this has ever been worked on. It looks like it was attempted, and that's another problem. I tried to tighten it. The screw is stripped because everything else is tight except for this, and I can literally just open this with my hand. So I tried to tighten it, but it won't go. It'll move, but it won't go, which means it's stripped. Battery door actually works. The felt's still actually alive on here. It's not disintegrated at all. It's flattened, but not disintegrated. This thing uses 6 AA batteries and gets you about 3 to 4 hours of time. And just to show you how many batteries I've gone through already, I got these from ShopRite some time ago, meaning it more for the Game Boy Color that I just did. I literally opened this pack last night to put 2 batteries in my Game Boy Color. There were 18 left. Now there's only 6. So there's a fresh set. There's a fresh set in here, and I went through a set this afternoon. I got it literally in my house. I first turned it on 12 o'clock in the morning. Jesus Christ. 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and played it for an hour here, an hour there, and by the time 8 o'clock rolled around, my batteries were in the middle of a stun runner game. My batteries were dead. So Lynx actually comes, I don't have a ridged example, I just have all curved lips. Lynx come on game cards, and I'll show you what they are, like this. And they're literally game chips, and as you can see, I have 10 of them out here, with 1 in the system. Trying to figure out oh yeah, that's right, this is the second copy of Slime World. I don't know why I got 2 of these fucking copies, but anyway, for the Model 1 at least, you see the label, hold on a second, you see the label, you'd think the games actually go in with the label side up, right? Wrong. And by the way, the curve actually goes out a little bit, so you don't just put it up, flush up against the system. You gotta like push it out a little bit. But the games, let me see if I have California games. There we go. The games actually go in backwards, which is always weird, especially on the Lynx 2. I always wondered why the sticker couldn't be out here, but Atari. So the curved lip is to pop the game card out like that. Oh, I should actually do it on camera. Pop the game out like that. The first run usually has these holes on it, like these bumps. Others have like little pieces of plastic on top, like a T-shape. The curved one is the one you're going to find the most. And games were actually released with different ones. So like California games, I think, came in all 3 revisions. Got to hold this down because it doesn't work. And as you can see, hopefully the camera will pick it up a little bit. It's showing clear. There we go. See what I mean? I can see it as a person, but actually showing it on camera is a bitch. There we go. And that's one of the things with, and of course it's loud as fuck, by the way. Oops. And I just press the restart button. Let me show you the flip, which is flipping to the other side. Flip back. It's the one everyone remembers. Oh. You know, this is a mono speaker, but you couldn't tell. The Lynx 2 comes with a stereo speaker, by the way. You know, stereo ability with the headphones. The graphics are okay. I mean, the graphics are fucking amazing, but the screen still somewhat holds up. But we can do better. Sorry for all the screaming, but we can do better with this. And one of the reasons I'm doing it as just one part for now, I am going to do the McWill kit, but like I said, I'm trying to find a Lynx 2 to do it with because that's stereo out. And if I'm going to capture Lynx gameplay, it's better to have stereo out than anything else. And of course, this I got this because it's sentimental. This is the Lynx I remember growing up. I've played this, by the way, you know, and believe me, in a friggin' 4-5-6-year-old's hands, it was like a monster. So many memories of watching my aunt play this. So many memories of holding it in my hand, or me and my cousin curled up on the couch, you know, folded out while she was playing, watching movies and things like that. And that's been one of the main reasons I wanted to get this particular one, for, especially since I saw it for the price. I wound up getting it for like $100, and it came with all these games. And if you're gonna start collecting for the Lynx, especially just card only, which I don't care if it has the box or not, I just want the games, this is not a bad place to start. Yeah, I got 2 copies. I wish retro gaming was as simple as just swapping one game for the other like when we were kids, but alas, it's not. So I got all of these and the Lynx. I mean, it needs a little TLC, but I'm pretty sure I can get it done. I just need to order a new game card cover. I know Ben Ven's work, and that's another thing with this one. I know Ben Ven is working. He's already got a screen for the Lynx 2 done, but he's working on one for the Model 1. So that's what's going to go in here, because I really don't want to mess this up with VGA out. And the McWill kit's expensive to the point that you might as well just get the VGA in while you're at it. So I might as well just put the Ben Ven when it's ready and then restore this. Of course, I'd have to find another screw, keep this closed. Just various things. I think I need a new battery cover too, because I notice it's bulging out a little bit. But alas, is the pitfall, so to speak, of, you know, keeping old hardware alive. I mean, luckily the sound is crisp and the screen is still good and the controls are tight, so not a bad deal. I mean, I've seen worse. I mean, there's a friggin' Lynx on eBay going for like $110 right now that doesn't include half of these games, and the Lynx looks like shit. So, yeah. This should be interesting the next month. So, and by the way, one thing I should point out, the reason why the graphics are so good on here, it's pretty much a portable Amiga. I mean, you see a lot of, and this is also a good underrated system, because if you see from the game cards here, a lot of it was Atari arcade games. I mean, yeah, you got Gauntlet, which is a sequel, but you also have Zybots. You also got Klax and Stun Runner, and I think this game was on the Amiga as well. Tournament Cyberball, I think, was an arcade game. I'm not sure. We also got games like APB, Xenophobe, Defender. Not Defender. I don't think Defender came out. But you have Robotron 2084. You have Joust. Just 72 games, I think, that were in the Lynx's life came out, with many more as a homebrew. But so many great arcade games. And so far out of this bunch, I mean, I love Klax, and I grew up in Blue Lightning's not so bad. But out of this, the winner's definitely Stun Runner. I've had the most fun with this, and it really holds up. I was concerned because some of these games are polygonal in the arcades, like Zybots was, Stun Runner was, but this was actually a pretty good conversion. I mean, if you can find a working one and you have the patience to give it some TLC and get work done on it, definitely go for it. It's a worthwhile game system. You're not going to be disappointed. You could still find new cartridges for like $15. I mean, a lot of times it just comes with the manual, no box. But if you just want to play the games like I do, it really doesn't matter. I'm happy with this just as this is. You know, I don't need a box. I'm not a collector. I want to actually play what I have. So, for one final shot, I know I have 2 copies of Slime World. I don't know why anybody needs 2, but fuck it, I'll take it. So for one final time, here's the whole lot. Whole kit and caboodle, and also came with a case as well, but the only thing with that case is it's more meant for the Lynx 2, which is great for when I finally get one in. So basically I'm trying to get, I consulted with a couple people who still have the McWill kit in stock on eBay that actually install it, and they both told me that the Lynx I'm looking at, and it's right now it's going for $59, which isn't too bad because even this says in there it probably just needs the screen replaced. And I'm hoping to score that so that for $59, so this way I can get the screen done. And so this way, God forbid it isn't the screen and more work needs to be done on it, it's not so bad. You know, it's only a $50 investment and whatever, I can part it out or something. Alright, so this is the Atari Lynx 1. Finally got it. Got some games with it too. Got the Agacart coming in. They said, guy said it was sent. I don't think there's any tracking on it because it's like $6 shipping. Most people who ordered it say they got it in a couple weeks, so here's to hoping. And when that comes in, I'll be showing that off too. So for now, this is your host, John Schaefer from Twin Family Productions, signing off.
Hey, Mr. Block, can I go to the bathroom?
2 minutes.
Oh, yes! Good back. Oh, yes, yes! I'm in the tube! Oh, yes, yes! Oh! All right!
Introducing Lynx from Atari, the color video game you can get away with. Well, sometimes.